Kelley Blue Book is saying that demand for Tesla vehicles has collapsed. Really?
Kelley Blue Book says demand for Tesla vehicles has crashed. It's fallen through the floor. It's non-existent. No one wants Teslas anymore. Everyone hates Tesla. Everyone hates Elon Musk. It's just gone all to hell. They also say that everyone wants a Lexus.
You know, maybe everyone does want a Lexus. Maybe Kelley Blue Book wouldn't just put out an outright lie that we could double check with a Google search in just 15 seconds. So let's go to Google and let's click on the first result. Okay, so 2020 US vehicle sales figures by brand, and this is updated pretty recently in October, basically. Or with October's data to be more precise, and we have Lexus right here. Okay, month to month. Okay, how about year to date? Year to date versus last year to date, minus 22% down. Now, I'm not a mathematician or anything, but I think that number was negative, meaning there is less demand. Here is one more thing that just does not add up. They say Escalade is number one, okay, and then number two, and then there's number three, there's a Tesla, okay, BMW 3 Series, all right. Where do you see Model Y? Where is Model Y? There's no Model Y. But Matt, what is the big deal? Isn't Model 3 cheaper, much cheaper, and therefore it sells many more units? Well, if you are a new Tesla stock investor, maybe it's reasonable to think that. This is a list of the 25 best-selling cars in the US. This is a pretty recent list. Tesla Model 3 comes in as 16th. Mind you, this includes gasoline cars as well. Any cars at all. And here's Model Y in number 13 spot. You're telling me that a Model 3 made your list and a Model Y did not? A more popular car than Model 3? Something clearly does not add up here. Wouldn't you agree?
There's an interesting thread on Reddit. The website Kelley Blue Book was sold to another company that panders to certain car companies, making their cars seem more valuable than they really are. I heard that KBB was sold to a company, and car companies pay the website to make some of their cars depreciate less and see more value, making Kelley Blue Book a bought and paid for company. Now there's thousands of comments and responses on that thread. I don't know the true answer. A lot of people agree, some don't. But frankly, this survey has me wondering, Kelley Blue Book, are you really telling the truth?
Now that would explain a lot. And of course, I'm definitely not saying that Kelley Blue Book is corrupt or bought by someone and is now paid money to promote certain vehicles and not other vehicle brands. I am definitely not saying that. Absolutely zero chance that I am saying this right now, because I am definitely not saying this. What I am saying is that the legal system is broken, where someone with 9 shares of Tesla stock can sue Elon Musk for $56 billion and create this much paperwork for the case.
A truly bizarre report has come out and been reported on by many mainstream news channels, including, unfortunately, by Electric. This is garbage. I did some research on it, and hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people have seen this report and thought, well, it must be true. But when you start to dig into this data, which claims that interest in Tesla vehicles has collapsed, fallen off a cliff in the United States, well, you start to realize that it looks like Big Oil, maybe Toyota, maybe some other car company have simply paid for this because, frankly, my friends, it's garbage.
Speaking of garbage. This sort of is starting to make sense. I mean, this happened in June, and Toyota, which builds the most reliable cars ever built, makes something like 10 million a year of them, couldn't figure out how to keep wheels on a car. And this is the most bizarre thing, it took Toyota until October from June to figure out how to keep the wheels on. Do you think there's something more going there? I think they can definitely keep the wheels on a car. There's no question about that. They make 10 million of them a year, no problem at all. I mean, Toyota has simply just given up maybe on EVs. I mean, they say that they want to make them, but they set those big goals, you could say, maybe 3.5 million, maybe not that many, but millions of cars per year. And yet they only have one vehicle that they mass produce, supposedly. It's not looking that great for Toyota. Let's hear what else Kelley Blue Book is saying about Tesla's demand.
Shopping consideration for the Model 3 sedan declined by 10% from the second quarter, and the Tesla Model Y and Model S both fell off the top 10 most shopped luxury vehicle lists for the first time in 2 years. If this was true, then you would think it would be suggesting that Americans have lost interest in electric cars. Because frankly, what else is there? I mean, there's not a lot of options. Despite the drop, the Tesla Model 3 remains the third most desired vehicle according to the survey, which was done on who knows who. Nobody knows who was actually surveyed. The Model 3 is also number one in the luxury category based on this survey. So somehow Tesla's demand has plummeted. Their vehicles, no one wants to buy them anymore in the US, according to the survey, but everyone wants to buy the Model 3 because it's number one in the luxury category. Obviously, there's a bit of a contradiction there, right?
Nobody knows. That makes a lot of sense. It's like nobody knows why Gordon Johnson is so negative on Tesla. Some speculate that there's something more to it. Many say that Gordon is not dumb. They say he is smart. And if he is smart, that means something shady, perhaps? I don't know. I'm definitely not saying that. What I am saying, though, is listening to Kelley Blue Book about what's happening with Tesla's demand is exactly the same as listening to Gordon Johnson for investment advice, especially when it comes to Tesla. But at least with Gordon Johnson, we know that he has, no longer 0 stars, it's now 0.5. So in a way, it feels like there is some sort of transparency here. When you want to have a great show and have a good time and laugh, you invite the one and the only Gordon on your show.
Number 2, the Enclave. The Enclave sold 22,813 for the first 3 quarters of the year. In other words, 2,500 per month. Literally 2,500 per month. Tesla Model 3, who they're saying is in third place, sold 138,100 in the first 3 quarters, or 15,400 per month.
Now, earlier I said I am not a mathematician, but I did place in the top 20 nationally in my home country in Europe in Math Olympics. I am here to tell you, in my opinion, that 130 plus thousand sales is more than a little bit over 20,000 sales. The number of cars sold between those two, between number 2 spot and number 3 spot, is way more than just 5. And somehow, this is number 2. And Model 3 is number 3. This makes absolutely no sense at all. I want to know, how was this survey done? If anyone knows, please let me know, and then I'll take a look, and maybe I will change my mind. But until I see exactly how that survey is done, I have a very hard time believing anything that I see from Kelley Blue Book. Kelley Blue Book is using some strong language here. They are using the word plummeted. Demand has plummeted, or sorry, let me correct myself. The shopper interest has plummeted, not demand or sales plummeted. This seems like some sort of politician talking about things that he's done that are just completely not bound to reality when we look at what is actually going on. These are 48 reasons why I only own Tesla stock in my stock portfolio. My name is Matt Hostess, reporting to you from Vancouver City, Canada. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and always do that in the beginning of a video. That will really help the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for doing that, and I'll see you in the next video.